In here. Good morning and welcome everyone. Thank you all for being a part of our Helping Communities Flourish event this morning. First and foremost, I want to of course thank Giant Eagle, PNC, Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, and PPG for always supporting the Allegheny Conference with all of our member events and additional events we do. Today, we are here primarily to speak about investing in communities, whether ideally through tax credits, but also through strategic partnerships and other opportunities. At this time, we are going to launch breakout rooms. Each breakout room will be based on communities who are pursuing specific tax credits. We have breakout room with the Neighborhood Assistance Program. It's a one-year tax credit program. We have breakout room 2 with the Special Program Priorities Tax Credit, another one-year tax credit program. And we have breakout room 3, the Neighborhood Partnership Program, which is a multi-year tax credit. And it's also one of the ones that really infuses these long-term partnerships and investments. So in a moment, we will launch the breakout rooms. I do want to let everyone know that we are recording today's session. So if you'd like to hear a presentation that was given or missed one because you're in another room, we will be sending those out so you'll be able to hear them as follow-up. In addition, I would also like to remind everyone as we move to breakout room, we will have the Allegheny Conference staff in the rooms to manage each room. And so please be sure to keep your phone, your video and your microphone off until it's time for you to speak. At the end of the presentations, we will also have time for you to ask questions of the community presenters. So at that time, you would be welcome to turn your microphone on and speak. And at this moment, if we can go ahead and launch the breakout rooms, and then we can proceed.
I believe we're ready to start. Again, my name is Kevin Haynes with the Allegheny Conference. I just want to remind everyone, please, if you are not speaking, if you could turn your mic and your camera off. That way we can share, highlight the community that's providing their presentation. At the end of the presentations, we'll have an opportunity for question and answer. I would ask that you please hold your questions and answers to the end because, like I said, these pitches are being recorded and we're going to package them in a way that the communities can take these back and use them for future work. So with that, let's start with Penn Hills and we'll go from there.
Should I just get started, I guess?
Sure, go ahead. Thank you, Alan.
I did have a document that, were you guys going to put that on the screen or no? Or there it is. All right, thank you. Well, first of all, I just want to thank you for your time today. My name is Alan Waldron. I'm a board member of the Penn Hills Community Development Corporation. Little brief history about Penn Hills. We are a first ring suburb just located just east of the city of Pittsburgh. We are 19 square miles and we have a population of over 40,000. We are Pittsburgh's largest suburb and the 11th largest city in Pennsylvania by population. The median family income is $46,000 and the median home price in Penn Hills is $127,000. Just a little demographics. Our population is 60% white, 30% black, and 3% other. A little bit about the Penn Hills CDC. We were founded in 2009. We are a 100% volunteer organization to date. Over the past 10 years, while we've done a lot of different things, we've had a very strong foundation in community beautification. And that includes the Penn Hills Community Garden, which is a 125-bed community garden, which is filled every year. We maintain 4 roadside gardens around Penn Hills to keep the community looking nice all year round. We do routine litter pickups, and we manage those several times a year. We also work hand in hand with an organization called the Penn Hills Shade Tree Commission, which plants trees around the community and has earned Penn Hills a designation of Tree City USA 2 years in a row now, and that's through the Arbor Day Foundation. So Penn Hills is a community with lots of challenges and lots of opportunities. on the flip side of those challenges. The first challenge is that we don't have a main street like you see in other communities nearby, like Verona and other communities that have what you typically think of as a main street. We don't have, but we do have multiple commerce districts throughout the community. We don't really have any flagship businesses, although we do have a lot of companies in our borders. But we do have 420 contiguous acres of brownfield sitting right by the parkway waiting to be developed by the right company. We do have a declining population, but that gives us an abundant, affordable real estate. Penn Hills gets a bad reputation, I think. And I think we have a great opportunity there to kind of change that messaging. And our school district is facing tough financial challenges right now. But on the flip side of that, we do have state-of-the-art educational facilities. And another issue that many people are facing, including Penn Hills, is blight. And to fight that, we're looking to increase code enforcement and also do some homeowner grants. As for our specific ask for 2021 and 2022, we recently launched the Penn Hills Rising initiative, and Penn Hills Rising is our umbrella brand for our community strengthening initiatives. We've been working with, and that was made possible through a 2021 NAP tax credit that we worked with S&T Bank to secure. Using that money, we're going to be working with Jackson Clark Partners to create a community survey. And one, much like they've done in, with the One North Side initiative, they've worked in Hazelwood, Warren, Larimer, several other communities as well. So that's, this census is going to really help us identify what people around Penn Hills really need and want, and give us a detailed understanding of those needs so that we can plan future projects around that survey. The remainder of 2021 is going to be spent, planning that survey and getting it going. 2022 is the year that we're going to actually execute that survey, get boots on the ground, have events and things around that survey. So, because we're targeting a 25% return on participants. So that's we're trying to get 10,000 responses to this survey. So to do that, we're looking to raise a total of around $215,000 for 2022. That includes $140,000 for the community survey execution. We're hoping to have a part-time employee that will help us execute this, and that costs about $50,000. We'd like to actually have office space at $18,000 and cover some operation costs at $7,000. So that's kind of a quick overview of what the Penn Hills CDC is, who we serve, and where we're at the moment. And appreciate your time and your consideration. Thank you.
Alan, thank you so much. And as I mentioned, everyone, at the end of all three presentations, we'll have opportunity for questions and answers. Now we can move on to the Three Boroughs group with Jeffrey Schaefer.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good to go, Jeffrey. Thank you.
Okay, good. Good morning. I'm here today as the chairperson and acting executive director of Three Boroughs Group, Community Development Corporation, serving Homestead, Munhall, and West Homestead. The NAP tax credit for which we are going to apply targeted to the borough of Homestead, although there hopefully will be some spillover events to the other two municipalities. The borough of Homestead is adjacent to the city of Pittsburgh. It's the upriver from Hazelwood and across the river from Squirrel Hill. One of the biggest events that's happened recently, of course, is the closing of the Homestead Works in 1986, which threw 7,000 steel workers out of work and disrupted the communities throughout the Mon Valley. After many attempts to restart the mill through modernization efforts, the efforts then focused on the development of the waterfront, the regional power center, in which they invested $300 million of private and public investment. Unfortunately, that effort never stretched across the railroad tracks, both literally and figuratively, to help the other part of the community. After a number of efforts to kickstart revitalization in the remainder of municipalities, several community groups and the municipal officials got together to set up one group, which is the Three Boroughs Group, which was founded in 2013, largely through the efforts of David Lewis. He's an internationally recognized architect who unfortunately passed away last year. Since that time, we've had a few successes. One was to obtain money from the county CITF program for streetlights. But our biggest success to date, we believe, is this effort in becoming nominated to the Strengthening Community Programs and hopefully accessing the Neighborhood Assistance Program. In order to use our program effectively, we're focusing on a housing strategy for Homestead Borough. The population exhibits a high amount of blight. In 2000, there were 3,500 residents. That dropped to 3,165 in 2010. A drop of 357 residents, or 10% of the population. The poverty level is 29.2%. The median family income is just over $24,000. In the community, there were 1,869 housing units. Most of them are single family units. There are 73% of those units are occupied at this point in time. And of that number, 72% are renter occupied. So you can see the problem is there's no commitment to the neighborhood. One of the key outcomes we hope to have is, of course, to make housing affordable and also to bring some of the housing back online to make it livable. The timing for this project is crucial because a number of people have started to invest in the community, buying places for home, but we've avoided so far groups coming in and buying houses and properties en masse like they have in Hazelwood. With a commitment of $43,000, we can hire a project manager to begin the data gathering and mapping phase in a strategy for the borough housing strategy. We'll be working with an intern who will be hired by Homestead Borough. We'll be working together with them. What we'll do is he will gather local code enforcement data for us and other property tax information. Once we have this information gathered and we have it mapped, and that software and the mapping programs are part of this, we will then hold two types of workshops. The first one will be for the residents, will be for the community officials, and for the school district officials, who have a role in this too. And they'll provide input, we'll give them information and they'll provide input back. The second will be having a workshop for community and economic development officials, especially housing officials in the area and maybe outside the area, to provide us with information on the best strategy to address our problems. And hopefully by bringing them on board, their groups will have some money and they'll want to take a piece of the investment part. And we hope to have them as partners also. We're going to, besides the housing, focus on both hard and soft infrastructure. The hard infrastructure, of course, is the roadways, street lighting, parks. But the soft infrastructure will be the financing mechanisms available for this, including tax abatement. And also we want to have a training program so the local youth can actually participate in the rehab or construction of new housing. The time frame for this strategy is approximately 9 to 10 months. In that time, we hope to apply for a multi-year NPP program and also to approach other investors, foundations in the Pittsburgh region and nationally too. Thank you. Hello?
Fantastic, Jeffrey. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that presentation. And now we'll move on to the community partnership with Sandra Curry.
Hi, everybody. Can you see me? Turn my camera on.
Yes, Sandra, we can see you. Go right ahead.
Perfect. My name is Sandra Curry. I am here representing the city of Butler. I'll tell you a little bit about Butler and Butler County first, then I'll tell you a little bit about our agency and then talk about what we would like to do. Butler County is one of the fastest growing counties in the state, but we're almost 3 counties in one. The southern part of the county is really part of the northern suburbs of Pittsburgh. I'm sure you're all familiar with the communities Mars, Seven Fields, Cranberry Township. As you move north, the complexion of the county starts to change. Our offices are located in the city of Butler. Butler is a third-class city in the state of Pennsylvania. We have a 30% poverty rate. It is not a distressed municipality. It's not an Act 47 or anything like that, but it is still sort of in trouble, I guess, financially. We've got a high rental rate of housing. We do have a active downtown district. We are working on getting our Main Street program back up and running. But we do have a lot of poverty, and we have a lot of generational poverty. When you move north into Butler County and up along a part of the county that sort of borders Interstate 80, it is very rural in that part of the county. And there is quite a bit of poverty in that area. Just a little bit about community partnership. We are the community action agency that represents or serves the county of Butler. We were founded in 2019, so we are actually probably the youngest community action agency in the state. We currently concentrate most of our work. We subcontract some of our funds out to support other nonprofits in the community. And then our work is really concentrated on food security, agricultural development, and entrepreneurship. We have a number of projects. We do community gardens. We're getting those started this year in Butler County. We're going to be doing a shuttle to our local farmers market as well as a food box program. And then we are actually working on merging with a convent farm in Lawrence County to create an agricultural innovation center, which is where I'm at today. If you see I'm in my car, that's why, because we're out working in the greenhouse this morning. What we would like to do for our NAP project, we actually were awarded an NAP last year with Northwest Savings Bank. Our group of companies owns a building on the main street of Butler that we would like to renovate and turn into an entrepreneurial center to serve the city and the county. We started offering a core entrepreneurial training program last year. It's a national program. It's called Co-Starters, and it is targeted toward low to middle income audiences. We ran our first cohort last summer, and our second cohort is running right now. But eventually, we know that Co-Starters is great. It really helps you build out your business model, but we want to move towards having a full suite of entrepreneurial training for the residents of Butler County. So our NAP project this year is really going to be focused on building out the education and training component of that space. If I could hire someone to come in and be our entrepreneurial education coordinator, that would be wonderful. That would probably run us about $65,000 or $70,000 looking at staffing and benefits. That's really what we want our NAP project to be, is building out that second and kind of get our incubation program up and running. So that's us.
So you've all heard from our communities who have really talked about some great plans and things that they are doing to really move their communities forward, to overcome their barriers, and to help make our whole region a thriving place to prosper. For those of you who are able to or interested in tax credits, I do want to set the reminder that the tax credit application is due May 28th. Fortunately for the businesses, that means that all you need to do is really a letter of intent by that time with one of our communities. The communities take on the burden of putting the application together and getting it submitted. So it's a very simple step and a very simple process if you would like to invest in any of our communities. As you can see here on the table, we have all the communities that presented today and the different programs they presented on listed. We will also be sending a recording of their presentations as well as the community's contact information out after this, so you'll be able to review it again And for those of you still new to the tax credit program and may have questions on whether or not your company can participate or how it works, I am more than happy to meet with you. And you can see my contact information down there at the bottom, bbear@AlleghenyConference.org, and talk through. It's a very simple process. So last but not least, of course, we want to thank our major event sponsors, Giant Eagle, PNC, Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, and PPG for bringing this together again.